Good evening, folks, and welcome to Mansfield Town News and Views. In tonight's podcast, we've got a lot we've got to discuss tonight. We're going to be talking about the playoffs, how the season ended for us, player interviews, and much more. So, as always, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments on everything MTFC. Also tonight I'm going to be talking about some player interviews I've got lined up. I've got Wayne Corden that I'm going to be interviewing tomorrow night. Recently I interviewed Les Robinson as well, so if you haven't already seen that, that's still on the page as well. So if you haven't already seen that, check that out. They've got a lot to discuss tonight. Like I say, we're going to be talking about the playoffs against Northampton. It's a packed evening tonight, guys. There's plenty to discuss. So, as always, guys, let us know your thoughts on everything Stags. Obviously, the season, I think, it's hard to describe how this season's been, to be honest, because, you look at it as a whole, and I think when you consider where we was in October, November time, near the bottom of the table, second from bottom, to then end the season in the playoffs, personally speaking, I think it's a good season, in my opinion. I think to end up in the playoffs in Nigel's first full season, I think it's a good, good return, in my opinion, guys. I know we obviously wanted that automatic spot, and we only just missed out on that. But what better chance to go up through the playoffs, especially at Wembley? So like I say, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. So, what's your thoughts on the playoffs? Do you think we've got a massive chance of going up against Northampton? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. I mean, you see, like I say, when you look at the season as a whole, like I say, we started off quite bright, against Bristol and that, and then obviously we went 14 games without a win, and sometimes as fans you do start to question, whether or not it's working or not with the manager, because most managers get sacked for less than that. But credit the Radfords and David Sharp, they stuck with Nigel to turn things around, and ultimately he did. We went on that amazing winning run of games. We broke records in this season. We've had the most home wins since 1940s, I think, or something like that. Quote me if I'm wrong there. So we have, in my opinion, we've had a good season. I don't think you can really say that we haven't. I know we all wanted to go up automatically, obviously, to get the job done, and we had chances to do that this season. But I think if you'd have asked many fans at the start of the season if a playoff would have been a good end to the season, I think they would. Me personally, I think to get to the playoffs, when you consider how we started this season, I think it's an amazing turnaround personally. And most importantly, we're competing, and we have still got a good chance of going up, because in the playoffs, it's anyone's game, isn't it? Let's be honest. Doesn't matter if it's Northampton, Port Vale, Swindon. End of the day, playoffs is a lottery at the end of the day, isn't it? So it can be anyone's game. But like I say, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think of our chances in the playoffs? Are you quite confident, unsure, or do you think we'll fall short? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. First comment of tonight. Good evening, Ashley. Would you prefer the first leg at home or the second? Evening, by the way, mate. Yeah, good evening, Ashley. Thanks for tuning in, and same for everybody else that's watching me or listening to me wherever you are. Appreciate the support. Would I prefer the first leg at home or the second? I'm not really fussed, to be honest with you. I haven't really got a preference, to be honest, because I think it's a good question, to be honest with you, Ashley, to be fair. I think, in a way, I prefer us being at home first, because if we get a good result against Northampton, if we win the first leg, and then it's an uphill battle for Northampton when we play them at their place. So I think being at home could suit us. I mean, obviously Northampton, to be honest with you, Northampton should have been promoted themselves automatically. And, I do kind of feel for them, to be fair. I honestly do feel for them in a way, because, Bristol Rovers, credit to them, scoring 7 goals. to get promoted. Credit to them for doing that. So Northampton, I think it can go either way with them. They can either come out determined, all guns blazing, or perhaps they could go into the game low on confidence because of just missing out. So it's going to be an interesting one because it can go either way, can't it? I mean, look at us when we lost our automatic promotion at MK Dons at the last game of the season, and obviously how that affected us. So, it could go for the same for them, but only time will tell. But personally speaking, in answer to your question, I think being at home is a good is a good thing for us, because if we could get a win, then obviously it could go in our favour. But playoffs are different. It's so hard to call the playoffs, though, isn't it? Because, like I say, it's a lottery, isn't it? Because it's anyone's game essentially, just like these two. But yeah, it's who knows really. But at least we're involved in the playoffs. That's the most important thing. At least we're not sitting here talking about just missing out on the playoffs. So we got the point at Forest Green Rovers, what we needed to do anyway. And, and like I say, we've still got a chance, and that's the most important thing. And what better place to do it than at Wembley Stadium if we do get there. So plenty to play for. Let's get down some of your comments, guys. Let's have a look. Dougie, evening, Dougie. I think we will do it in the playoffs, youth. Hope so, mate. Like I say, we're involved in it. Got a great chance, and yeah, like I say, just looking forward to it. We think we're all the same, aren't we? We just can't wait for Saturday evening to come along, and let's see what we're made of. Yeah, can't wait for it. Let's have a look. Get down some of your comments. Good evening, Richard. Hope you're well. Yeah, great. Thanks, mate. Hope you're well yourself as well. I think psychologically Northampton could be on the ropes for the playoffs. Imagine how distraught they are in the driving seat for third spot and win their last game, only for Bristol Rovers to go and win 7-0. They must be gutted. Exactly, Richard. And like I said earlier myself, you don't know how it's going to affect their players. And, we know that ourselves. Like I say, MK Dons a couple of seasons ago when we just missed out the last game of the season and we went into the playoffs, just missed out by a penalty shootout. So, or they could go into it determined on guns blazing. So it can go either way, can't it? There's two sides to the coin with it, really, to be honest with you. But yeah, I do feel for Northampton because when you're 3-0 up, you think you've got automatically, and then all of a sudden you find out Bristol's scored 7 goals, and it's crazy, absolutely insane. Really, to be honest with you, because I've never known a team missing out on automatic promotion because of goal difference. I've never known that to happen in League Two, and I don't think many of us have, to be honest. But this is football, though, isn't it? But it'll be interesting to see. But I don't think we'll know until obviously the second leg been played with how that's going to come out. But all we can do is focus on ourselves. Let's not worry about what Northampton's doing or any of the teams. We've just got to focus on ourselves. Like I say, we've got the first game at home sold out. Well, it will be a sellout, I'd imagine. The away tickets have sold out, so it's going to be a packed house at Field Mill. So, and if we can get off to a good winning start, then we've got one foot on the in the final. If we can get the first win, in my opinion. But like I say, we'll know more on Saturday in regards to Northampton's approach to it. But like I say, let them worry about us, to be honest with you. Let us show what we're made of, because we have been quite good at home this season. I think we've been one of the best home sides in League Two, so we've got the advantage in that respect. But end of the day, we've just got to turn up for the occasion and just go for it and give it everything they've got. Essentially, we've gotten this far, so why not go all the way? We've got some experienced players in there. We've got the likes of James Pert, Stephen Quinn, Ollie Hawkins. Players that have played in playoffs before, higher up. So we've got great experience in there in situations like this. So yeah, absolutely looking forward to it. And Saturday can't come quick enough, to be honest with you. And I think we're all the same, aren't we? To be fair, we just want it to come along so we can, get ourselves hopefully to Wembley. Let's get down to some of your comments, guys. Good evening, Neil. We need to score more than one goal at the one call and hopefully not concede. Gives us a good start for the second leg. Yeah, 100%. I agree. I 100% agree with that, Neil. We've got to, if we can, we've got to have a cushion if we can to, a 2-0 lead would be great going into the second leg. Like you say, it would certainly help us out massively if we could. But this is a thing with playoffs, though, isn't it? There as we know in the past with playoffs, it can go either way, and but hopefully this time will be different. Hopefully this time going into it, hopefully this can be the season where we can do it. And like I say, it's anybody's game in the playoffs, and we've just got to, again, not just perform to the best of our abilities, but to show why we're there. To be fair, and that's by just to showing the quality that we've got within the squad. So I agree. Like I say, hopefully go into the second leg with a comfortable 2-0 lead, and look stronger going into the second leg. Let's have a look. Ashley, just imagine if we won Salford needing a draw against Forest Green, which happened, and both teams were up. That would have been some party on the pitch, lol. But as you say, that's over now, and it's business as usual. All focus on the next two games and hopefully a third. Well, yeah, this is the thing, Ashley. We can sit here and talk about, what ifs and maybe, and hindsight. It's a wonderful thing, and we know as fans we've had chances to go up automatically. We know that, but what's done is done now. Obviously we've just got to focus on Northampton this Saturday, and then obviously look ahead to Wednesday. But yeah, it is what it is. I know it's not been helped by some poor refereeing decisions that's gone against us. But saying that, we've had more than enough chances in them games to go up automatically. But as I say, we're in the playoffs, and end of the day, I don't think many Mansfield fans could have seen that at the start of the season, especially when you consider after Northampton away, ironically, we was awful. That was probably the worst performance I've seen in a Mansfield team this season. At Northampton away, it was awful. It was by far the worst performance of this season, and to see where we've come from to be in the playoffs, it just speaks volumes for the squad, really, to be fair. So, but yeah, like I say, just got to focus on Northampton this Saturday. Hopefully, get a good result and go into the second leg with hopefully one foot in the door, so to speak, at Wembley. But let's just see what we'll do on Saturday first, and then we'll go from there. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. But at least we're in the playoffs. At least we're involved in it. That's the main thing. Let's have a look. Good evening, Neil. With all of us cheering them on, they will be going for it. What a great season for us, mate. Well done, Cliffy. You'll have done a sterling job with the team. Yeah, he has, Neil. Absolutely. I know there was questions on that 14 games, I think it was, without a win, and there was doubts in that bad run. But it just shows you when you give a manager time, to try and turn things around, it just shows you that it does work. And look, Nigel's not stupid. He's been here before with Burton, Sheffield United. Nigel Clough knows what it takes to get promoted from this league as well as League One. So, we couldn't ask for a better manager at this level. We said this when he got appointed. He's got a style of football. I mean, to be honest with you, the style of play that we're playing is great. The players that he's attracted to the club, got us in the position that he has done. He's transformed us. He's transformed us from being a relegation-threatened team to a team that's just missed out on the automatic spots and going into the playoffs. And like I say, he deserves massive credit, Nigel. And even if we don't go up this season, and touch wood, we do. But even if we don't go up this season, I think Nigel is still the right manager to take us forward, because not many managers can come in and transform a team like that. And the main thing what we wanted as Mansfield fans was to be competing at the top end of the table. That's all Mansfield fans wanted. We just wanted to be up there or thereabouts. And the main target at the start of the season was to get in the top 7, and that's what we've done. We've got in the top 7, and again, we've got a massive opportunity of going up. So in that respect, we've had a good season in my opinion, and like I say, it's still all to play for. So yeah, he's done a fantastic job, like you say, Neil. And yeah, Clough is the man for us to take us forward. There's no doubt about that. And hopefully, regardless of what league we're in next season, hopefully Nigel Clough will still be Mansfield Town manager come next season. Because again, he's got us competing. And he's got the whole town together. He's got fans interested in the club. The attendance levels have gone up. And the town's buzzing. Like I say, it's going to be a sellout this Saturday. The away tickets already sold out within the first day of being on sale. It's just a great time to be a Mansfield fan, and it's just amazing. It really is. But yeah, like you say, the fans are going to be cheering. We're going to be cheering from the first minute to the last, and hopefully that will get the boys over the line and to Wembley. Hopefully, But yeah, it's really looking forward to it, Neil. I think we're all the same. Just I wish Saturday was tomorrow. To be honest with you, I wish it was tomorrow. But yeah, it's going to be amazing. Just Field Mill under the lights. It's just there's no greater feeling. There's I just can't wait for it, mate. I cannot wait for it. Let's have a look at more of your comments, guys. Evening, Mark. Who would you play up front and defence? Would you include Hawkins in either position? Thanks for that comment, Jeff. To be honest with you, who would I play up front? Obviously, you'd have to put Rhys Oates up there. Obviously, you have to have Rhys Oates up front. I think we should have 2 up front rather than 1 up front, because I thought in the last match, Rhys Oates up top on his own against Forest Green. He did have a tough time against them, and I know they're at the top of the league team, and I know they're a tough side, but I think we should go 2 up front. I'd have Rhys Oates up the top personally, with either Akins or Johnson. But I'd personally have 2 up front if I'm being honest with you. But I know Nigel does like to play 1 up front, but I'd have Rhys Oates up front personally speaking. And would I include Hawkins in either position? Yeah, I would. I'd have him playing up front preferably, but he has been playing well in defence recently, so I would keep Hawkins back in defence, and I think that's what Nigel's doing, because he has done quite well in defence, to be fair, Hawkins, and I think Nigel likes to play him there, so I think Nigel will keep Hawkins as a centre half until the end of the season anyway. So, but yeah, I'd put Rhys Oates up top obviously, and I think Hawkins will stay in defence, to be fair. That's my opinion on it anyway. But we'll see on that one. Evening, Chris. Hope you're well. Yeah, great. Thank you, mate. Yeah, brilliant. Just can't wait for Saturday. Just can't wait to be under the floodlights at the Mill and hopefully get off to a winning start in the playoffs and go into the second leg with great optimism, hopefully. Touch wood. Chris, I'm glad our season is over, to be honest with you. Yeah, obviously I know from your point of view, being a Carlisle fan, I know most of the season's not been the best, but you've got Paul Simpson in charge there, and like I say, I'm sure you'll be doing better than you did this season anyway, and I'm sure you're a team to look out for next season. I'm sure you will be, mate. I predicted you to finish 12th at the start of the season, so I took a massive L on that prediction. Well, to be honest with you, it was a difficult one to predict at the start of the season from most Mansfield fans' perspective, to be honest. There were some Mansfield fans that I spoke to over the course of the season that expected us to be in the playoffs automatics, and there were some that didn't think we'd make it that far. So it was quite... Well, the Mansfield fans I've spoke to have been quite split on at the start of the season. Me personally, I did predict the playoffs at the start of the season, if I'm being honest, and I did. I've said this to a lot of people. So as far as I'm concerned, it's been a good season for us, to be honest with you. But League Two is that such an unpredictable league, as you know, Chris, and there's still plenty more twists and turns to come in the playoffs. We'll have to see what happens in that respect. But yeah, I'm just glad that we're involved in it. I'm glad we're just not sitting at home watching other teams in the playoffs. I'm glad we're the ones that were in the thick of it. Really, that's the main thing from my point of view. That's why I hate doing table predictions. Start of the season, make myself look like an idiot with some predictions. I get horribly wrong. Yeah, that's why I don't make them. I don't make many predictions for any other team, Chris. I have too much focus on Mansfield. I don't really have any involvement in other teams, like in terms of predicting where they're going to finish, because I'm too heavily invested in Stags, to be honest with you, mate. But yeah, and massive good luck to Mansfield in the playoffs. Thank you very much, Chris. I think we'll need it, because I think you always need a bit of luck in the playoffs, don't you? I think sometimes, whether it be with officials or especially from our point of view, because I think we've been so unlucky this season with things that have gone against us in terms of decisions and injuries at the start of the season. It's been a roller coaster of a season for us. We started off quite brightly, and then obviously we went on that 14 games without a win, and then went on a massive winning run, and then we looked at one point being close to the automatic spots, and then unlucky we just missed out on that, and now we find ourselves in the playoffs. So it's been an up and down kind of season from our point of view, but it's been a fun season. It's been an entertaining season from our point of view as well, because obviously there was a lot of doubts in October, November time, and fast forward now to May, and here we are talking about the playoffs. And again, that's just testament to Nigel and the players, really. And credit to them all for getting us as far as what they have done, and hopefully we can go all the way. Because let's face it, there's no better way to go up than at Wembley. It's the home of England, home of football. But let's focus on Saturday before we get too carried away. Of course, let's not get too carried away. Obviously, let's focus it on Northampton this weekend, and let's see what happens in that respect. But yeah, just looking forward to it as well. So obviously today being Wednesday, the general tickets are now on sale for the Northampton match at home, which I'm sure you guys already know. But for those of you that don't know, the Northampton tickets away have been sold out. They sold out within the first day. So like I say, the only tickets that are left are the home tickets now. So if you haven't already, guys, get yourself the home tickets for the Northampton match. If you haven't already, because I'm sure they'll be sold out within the next couple of days. And like I say, the away tickets sold out within the first few hours. Well, like I say, I got my Northampton ticket on the Monday when they went on sale, and I got there at 6:30, and 8, 9, 10. No, I did not. I got there at 7:30. Sorry. So I was in the queue for a good. I was in the queue for a good 4.5 hours. I was in the queue for. So yeah, it was insane, but at least it was a good day, and it was all worth it, 4 hours I was in the queuing for a ticket on Monday morning. But yeah, let's hope it was worth it, But yeah, 4 hours, the longest I've ever had to queue for a match ticket, to be fair. But yeah, like I say, it's amazing though. It's amazing that the fans are invested in the club, and it just shows you how far the club has come, just in the matter of one season. Because last season, wasn't the greatest of seasons for us. Obviously Nigel came in and tried to improve things, and this is his first full season, and he's already got us in the playoffs. So already it's a massive improvement, and even Nigel himself didn't expect us to be competing in the playoffs, which says it all in itself, But it's good to see that. It's good to see these massive queues. It's good to see people wanting to come and support the Stags and hopefully cheer us all the way to Wembley. Because, like I say, the attendances have gone up. There's a real buzz about the town. and it's exactly what you want. It's exactly what every lower league fan wants. Just everyone to get behind the local team and hopefully come at the end of it promotion. But yeah, I mean, in regards to the playoffs, as we know, it's anybody's game. Northampton, I mean, we've beaten them before at home, so we are capable of beating them. But then again, we have beaten all but Port Vale, who have done the double over us. I say double, they've drawn against us at home and then won away. But we've beaten most of them teams, so we are capable of beating them. We know that on our day, we are capable of beating anyone in this league. We know that. We've got the players to do that. So, we should go into it full of confidence. I mean, against Forest Green, we got the point that we needed to do. And again, like I say, we can match. We've matched most teams this season, in my opinion. And like I say, Northampton on Saturday night, they're a team that really, like I said earlier, obviously felt hard done by losing out to Bristol Rovers, who scored 7 goals. But, like I say, that could play into our advantage just in terms of them feeling low about that. And so that's why I think it's a massive advantage in our point of view from being at home. But what we need to do is, not concede if we can help it and take our chances, because you don't want to be going into the second leg of any tie, either drawing or losing. You don't want that at all, because it's always hard to travel away from home anyway. But, when you're going into the second leg without a win, then you're always going to struggle. Not to say it can't be done, but, preferably you want that home advantage and you want to make it count, But let's hope we can do what we did in 2004 against Northampton. We did it then, and let's hope we can repeat that, So, yeah, like I say, you've got to go into it, with confidence, because, like I say, we're involved in it, and, we've got a chance. We just got to, if we can, stop making individual mistakes, taking our chances, and hopefully, if we can perform to our full potential, then hopefully that will be more than enough to get us through to the final. But yeah, it's going to be a tough game regardless. But hopefully we can end that playoff drought, and hopefully this is the season we can do it. Essentially, let's hope so. Anyway, excuse me. Yeah, I mean, speaking about Northampton as well, I did see a thing this afternoon about people getting frustrated with the tickets, in regards to people phoning up and trying to get tickets online and what have you. And I've seen a lot of people get frustrated with the ticket staff, and I understand it's frustrating for some people who can't get to the ground, and I know sometimes some people can't, and the only way to get tickets is via the phone. But at the same time, I think it's one of them. The ticketing system has been terrible for a few seasons now. I don't think anybody can say otherwise. But I don't blame the ticket staff for that. It's just the system that's in place at the club is just obviously been shocking for years. Doesn't matter who you have working at the club. It's not the members of staff's fault. And, I do feel for them, to be honest with you, because the system that we have got at the club, the ticketing system, is so outdated. But at least come next season, it'll be easier for fans to access tickets. So hopefully, supporters will be able to get tickets next season a lot more easier and efficient, hopefully, because, it's obviously frustrating to get the tickets, but at least the club's looked at that and, got a new system in place for next season. So let's hope that's sorted. But anyway, guys, like as always, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below on this Saturday's game. Going into the game, would you change much to the lineup, which the one that played against Forest Green, or would you keep it more the same? What would you change for this Saturday, or would you keep it all the same? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Excuse me. I got asked a question earlier. I think it was by Jeff regarding the striking position in Ollie Hawkins. Now, obviously, Ollie Hawkins obviously been brought in to be a striker, to be a goal scorer. And he has scored 8 goals for us, which isn't a bad. To be fair, he has scored a few goals for us, but he also has been used heavily in defence. And to be fair to him, he hasn't done bad. To say that he's not a natural centre half, he's done quite well back there. To be fair, there has been a couple of games where he has been a bit poor there, but as a whole, I think he's done quite well there. So I think he'll probably remain there for the rest of the season, in my opinion. I do, but like I say, obviously, if Nigel feels as though that's the best way forward for the team, he knows these players better than what we do, better than what someone like me just commented on it. So Nigel knows what these players are capable of. He knows their best positions, and end of the day, he's got us this far. So if he feels as though Ollie Hawkins is the best option in centre back alongside either O'Toole or Perch and Maka, then I think that'd be great. It's one of them though. I suppose you could have Ollie Hawkins up front with Rhys Oates, because you could always have James Perch as well as O'Toole back in centre half, and then have Hewitt on the other side and Mack at the other. So you could still have Hawkins up front, but it depends on obviously Nigel's stance on that. But regarding James Perch, now I don't know if anyone agrees with me on this, but James Perch isn't a fullback for me. He's better off as a centre half. I don't think he's done bad as a fullback. I'm not saying he's been terrible as one, but I think James Perch is more suited to being a centre half. I think he's more calmer on the ball as a centre half than he is as a right back, and I just think he's more comfortable back there, in my opinion. I mean, I might be talking rubbish to people, but I think, personally speaking, I'd have Hewitt back as right back. Elliot Hewitt, for me, has been one of our most improved players, so if he's fit and available, I'd put Hewitt back at right back and have Perch and O'Toole at centre half, and then you could have Hawkins either up top with Rhys Oates or bring him on in the second half. So he can do it a number of different ways, Nigel. But like I say, going into this weekend's game, we have got a fully fit squad, bar Cal Gordon, who excuse me, hasn't played obviously much at all this season, has he, with this injury that he's had. So at least we're going into the game fully fit with the players and that. So that's one thing. We're looking at some club news as well. I don't know if you guys saw this last night, but some of the young professionals got released by the club last night. A couple I'm not too surprised at, but there are one or two players that I thought might have been given another season to see what they were capable of doing. So Mansfield Town expresses its thanks and best wishes to 6 young players whose contracts with the club are set to expire and will therefore leave One Call Stadium following their expiry. So we'll just go through these players in order. Ryan Burke, obviously a player that was brought in this summer from Birmingham City, I believe. Obviously we never really saw much of him, to be fair, did we? To really see what he was about. So can't really say too much about Ryan Burke, because didn't really see enough of him to really see what he could do. But I know he had a loan spell at, I think it was Telford. So, my only guess is Nigel didn't see enough in him to suggest that he was good enough to compete alongside, for Macca's place. Nathan Kane, another one really that we've not really seen much of it all to really judge. I know there's a lot of potential for him. I remember people at the time saying he would be hopefully a first team breakthrough star, but never really seen much of him, to be fair. Jayden Charles signed from Derby County this season. I believe it was this season. Again, didn't see much of either as well, so can't really say much about him. Ethan Hill, same again, didn't see enough, oddly anything of him to really see what he was capable of. And the 2 names here at the bottom are the ones that have got a lot of people quite mixed, to be fair. The first one being Tyrese Sinclair being released. I mean, obviously Tyrese, he's a bit of a strange one because, I know he's not the biggest of players and he's not, someone that's the most physical player. But I thought Nigel would have perhaps given more of a chance and to see what he could have done. But obviously, my only thing is with these players, he didn't see enough in them to, see them as not just a part of the club's future, but to see if they was good enough for us, really. But no, I mean, Tyrese, he did show glimpses of what he could do. He was good for the youth side. He had a good spell there. Obviously spent time on loan at Scunthorpe. So I'm not, with Tyrese, to be fair, most of the time he was on the bench and he only came on a couple of times as a substitution. But I thought he might have given maybe one more season to see what he could have done. But when I think about it, I don't think it's too much of a surprise. But yeah, it's a bit of a shock to some people, Tyrese Sinclair, because a lot of people, including myself, thought he might have, been given more of a chance. Good evening, James. How you doing, pal? Yeah, good, thanks, mate. Apart from this hay fever, I'm great, as you can tell. But no, I'm great. Like I say, just like every other Mansfield fan, just really happy about being in the playoffs. Wishing it was Saturday tomorrow, to be fair. Yeah, fantastic. Like I say, it's just fantastic. Just buzzing, mate. Just want it to be Saturday already. Just want to be Saturday evening, just sat in my seat, just looking forward to the game and hopefully seeing us through to the second leg, and going into that, really. If he had his dad's size, he'd be a far better player. But yeah, like I said earlier, he's not the biggest of players, and Tyrese, in terms of physicality. And there was games what I did play in that he did get shrugged off the ball a lot. And he's a good skillful player. He's obviously got a lot of pace. He's quite good on set pieces, to be fair. So he has got some good attributes, to be fair to him. He has got some good attributes to him. But even when Nigel was here, he ended up being on the bench and coming on for the last 10, 20 minutes in some games. So if he was to have stayed here, I think that it'd have been the same thing again. He'd have just been on the bench and just coming on for the last 10, 15 minutes, in my opinion, or if not that, another loan spell. But yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame with Tyrese because I thought he might have, a couple of years ago, I thought he might have broken through the first team and, really, just broke through essentially. And the last one on the list is Keaton Ward. Keaton Ward, he was a player that was on our books before with the youth team. He got transferred to Barnsley a couple of seasons ago, and he was there for a couple of seasons or two. And obviously, he come back, and there was a couple of games where I thought Keaton Ward did quite well, to be honest with you. And he was another one that I thought he had a bit of something. I thought he had a lot of potential as well. Another good young player, good passer of the ball from what I saw of him. And yeah, he's another one. I'm more surprised at Keaton Ward being let go than I am Tyrese in a way, because there's nothing against Tyrese or anything like that. But with Keaton Ward, I thought he might have been given a bit of a chance as well. But end of the day, Nigel Clough sees these players every day, day in and day out. So he knows a lot more than what we do about these players and their abilities, of course. But yeah, I thought Keaton Ward might have been given another season to show what he's capable of. But yeah, it's one of them. Obviously, not enough really to convince Nigel that he's part of the plans. But yeah, I wish every single one of them players the best of luck going forward in the future. As always, I always like to wish the former players well, and I've got no doubt they'll find clubs, probably in the National League, some maybe National League North. But look, they're still young players. They've still got a big chance to make a name for themselves, sort of the clubs, But like I say, it's like I say, hopefully they will. Hopefully they'll come back stronger. And yeah, I wish them all the best of luck. And I think we can all agree on that one. And if you read further down, the club can confirm it has triggered a clause in the contracts of defender George Cooper and forward James Gale to extend their stay at One Call Stadium, and a new 6-month contract has been offered to striker Jimmy Knowles. And all developments regarding the senior players retained list will be officially communicated as soon as they are confirmed following the conclusion of this season's playoffs. Before I get down to that, I'm just going to read one of the comments I've got here from Dale. Good evening, Dale. What do you think about Jimmy Knowles? I think if he bulks up in pre-season and gets stronger, we could potentially have a gem of a player on our hands. I mean, Jimmy, I feel for him because he had that bad injury that kept him out. He went on loan to a team in Scotland. I can't remember the name, but I know the club sent him out on loan and he got a bad injury that's kept him out pretty much most of this season. And he's one of them, isn't he? He did quite well for Notts County, didn't he, last season? He scored quite a few goals for them in their push for promotion last season. And he's one of them, isn't he? He does know the back of the net, and he's proven himself in National League that he's capable of scoring goals in that league. And I know it's a bit different in terms of League Two and challenging for League One and that, but yeah. He's still young, isn't he? He's another young player that's still got something. And like you say, if he does do that in pre-season, if he just come back physically stronger, he could potentially do that. And I hope he does. I hope Jimmy Knowles does. I hope he does better himself in pre-season. Because sometimes injuries can do that to players. Young and old, especially younger players. It can make them think about their career in general and what they could do better. So hopefully that's what he's going through his mind now. And because he's still a young lad, and if the club do give him another chance, then hopefully he can take that with both hands and show what he's about. And the club here is Greenock Morton. Thanks for that, Dale. Thanks. I'm just shocking my names, mate. I'm terrible, especially with Scottish clubs. No disrespect to Scotland or anything, or the clubs, but I'm shocking at names, with clubs. But yeah, I hope he does. But then again, when you read it again, though, before I get on to talking about James Gale and George Cooper, it says here the club's offered him a contract. But he hasn't at this moment in time. He's not accepted it. So, nothing's been confirmed is in him staying at the club at the minute. Obviously, the club's only offered him a 6-month contract to him, so he could still obviously turn that down. So we'll have to see on that one. But me personally, I'd like to see him given another season because he's another player. He's obviously been got a lot of potential. Big things have been said about him, and yeah, I think I'd like to see him given another chance. Personally speaking, yeah, I hope Nigel does, and I hope Jimmy accepts that contract and comes back stronger. Hopefully, and challenge for a place in the first team. Hopefully, but just a statement above it. Obviously, the clubs can trigger the clause in the George Cooper. George Cooper, for those of you that don't know him, he went out on loan, done quite well where he went to. George did. He's one of them. It's another young player that's done quite well as well on loan. So again, we have got some good young players there that have gone on to to do things. So yeah, like I say, he's gone out on loan. Where did he go out on loan? Kettering. Yeah, he went out on loan to Kettering. Kettering did, George, and he's done quite well there. He scored a couple of goals. The fans have been impressed with him as well. So yeah, he's another good young promising player we've got there, and obviously, Nigel's recognised that, and he's someone that hopefully can be another young player that can give him a chance at this first team. And then obviously James Gale, a player that we got from Long Eaton, managed by former Stag Ian Deacon. He scored goals for fun at non-league level. We've seen a couple of first-team appearances by him, but not enough to really see what he's like as a player. But again, another young player. He's got potential. I think probably another loan spell could probably benefit him personally. Perhaps in the National League, a bit of a high level for him to, get in first-team football because, again, I think it'll still be difficult for the young lads to get a first team chance. Although saying that though, Nigel might see something in him to suggest that they might be ready for the first team. But we'll have to see come next season regarding James Gale and George Cooper. But I'm really looking forward to seeing if they get given a chance in the first team. Because like I say, it's always good when you get young players coming through the ranks and being given a shot. I mean, we've seen that with Jack Thomas when he was here. He had a really good spell at the club, and again, it's good to see young players given a chance. I mean, Jason Law, for example, we haven't seen much of him this season, and it is a shame because the way he ended last season, we've been quite unlucky not to see much of Jason Law, to be honest, and I'm hoping he's another player that we do keep on as well next season because, again, he looks a good young promising player from what we saw of him as well. So, but like I say, the retain list, obviously, for the senior squad is obviously not going to be concluded until after the playoffs, obviously, but it'll be quite interesting to see. It'll be quite interesting to see what that will be, but obviously, all going to depend on where we are next season. I think that's the biggest thing, isn't it, with a retain list, especially when you're in the playoffs, because we don't know if we're going to be planning for another season in League Two, if we're going to be planning in League One. There's it's just you just can't predict it, can you? You just cannot predict it. But obviously, when it just depends what league you're in. That's what it comes down to, doesn't it, with retain list? And that's what it. Well, yeah, that's what it comes down to, essentially. But like I say, let's just focus on Northampton on Saturday evening and obviously, hopefully, getting a good result against them and carrying on to the second leg and that. But we've just got to focus on Saturday. All the focus has got to be on Saturday, nothing else. And let's hope we can do our job in the first part of it by getting a home win and going into the second leg full of confidence, hopefully. But yeah, just really looking forward to that one. As well, another thing as well, you can probably see across your screen now is Wayne Cordon, and you're probably thinking, Wayne Cordon? But yeah, Wayne Cordon, tomorrow night, guys, 7 o'clock, I'm going to be interviewing the man himself at 7 o'clock on the page. So, if you're free tomorrow night, we're going to be doing a live stream of that. So Wayne Cordon is going to be on the page tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. So, get spreading the word for that because it's going to be a great interview. That I think it's the first interview that he's done in a while since leaving the club. So really looking forward to this one. Really can't wait to be talking to Wayne in his time at the club, and it's going to be amazing. So yeah, get down to check that out. But even if you don't get in time to watch it, it's going to be on the page anyway. So don't worry, you won't miss it because it's going to be on the page either way. So you can watch that whenever. And if you didn't see the interview already, I recently interviewed Les Robinson as well the other night to talk about his time at Mansfield. And again, I've got so many other player interviews lined up that I can't wait to share with you guys. And there's so much I've got planned for this page where I can't wait to reveal it all to you. But just like with Mansfield at the minute, in regards to the retain list, they don't want to reveal it yet because they want to know where they are. So I'm in the same position in that respect. I mean, some of the players that I'm in talks with, what I can say is not only was they big players for us in terms of the achievements, promotions and what have you, but the big players off the pitch as well, and they've gone on to do big things. And that's all I'm going to say because I think you'll be surprised by some of them I've got lined up. But I don't want to get too much into that just yet. I'm going to save that until the summer. I'm going to keep it going to keep it under wraps at the minute. So, but trust me, you'll look forward to it. You really will. I mean, I'm very blessed to be talking to any ex-Mansfield player. Some of the players I didn't even see, or when I was really young, some of them. But yeah, it's just an honour to do it. It really is, and credit to everyone I've interviewed. It's amazing. Because I'm no different to you guys. I'm just a Mansfield fan. I don't know people within media. I'm just a simple Mansfield Town fan. Just having an opinion. I'm just like you guys. I'm no different to any of you guys. And that's why I do what I do. And like I say, that's I'm just no different to any Mansfield fan. So just a straight talker. That's all I am. James, keep doing what you're doing, mate, because you're doing brill. Cheers, James. Appreciate the support. And like I say, obviously we've known each other now for quite a while now. To be fair, obviously yourself and Gemma and that. And yeah, I like I say, I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody just watching me, listening to me, and even people that think I'm talking crap at times. I appreciate it because it's all about opinions, and that's what football is to me. It's a game of opinions. And can't wait. Yeah, same here, mate. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. But like I say, that all aside, the main focus is Northampton on Saturday night. I keep saying it, but it is. That's all that matters. Trying to get over the first leg with a positive result, and again, just hopefully make it a season to remember. Because like I say, we know in the past the playoffs have always been such a hindrance to us. We've always faltered in the past, whether it was in non-league or against in the Millennium Stadium years ago. But that curse has got to end at some point, right? We've got to surely win in the playoffs at some point. We can't keep losing or always in the playoffs. We've surely got to end that at some point. And again, let's hope this is the one season that we do go up from the playoffs and we'll make it a day to remember at Wembley, and obviously you go back to 1987 with the Freight Rover Trophy, way before my time, obviously, but in terms of Stags going up at the old Wembley Stadium, let's hope we can do it in the new Wembley, because it'd be amazing if we could. And like I say, we're in it, we're involved in it, so I don't see why not, but let's just focus on getting through to against Northampton, and like I say, just cannot wait for it. But anyway, guys, thanks for your time as well tonight. Just I want to say thank you, just not just for tonight, but just thanks in general for supporting me, because I do this just voluntarily. I take time out of my day to do this every Wednesday, or most Wednesdays if I can. And like I say, it can be difficult with just life in general to do this. So I've had a lot of kind of mental issues and just kind of all sorts of add-on, to be honest with you. But I enjoy doing the podcast. I have done, and I'll continue to keep doing this for as long as you guys want me to. And like I say, when I'm not doing my podcast, if you ever want to watch anything else podcast related, check Mansfield Matters out as well. They do player interviews similar to myself. I think they've got Reece Day they're interviewing tonight or whenever it was, if I remember rightly. But yeah, just check them guys out as well. But yeah, just like I say, we're all Stags at the end of the day. Our opinions may differ, we might have differences, but we're all Mansfield fans at the end of the day. And that's the way I look on it. And like I say, it's we're all Stags and we all want the same thing, and that's success. That's what we all want. And yeah, like I say, this it's not just about me. This is about you guys, just watching me ramble on about Stags, and just for you guys to say what your thoughts are on just everything Mansfield. Whether it be matches, players, whatever. We'll cover it all. But yeah, like I say, obviously I'm going to be doing a podcast next week as well. Hopefully it'll be a great one in terms of actually it'll probably be the Thursday, I believe, because obviously we're playing on the Wednesday. Is it the Wednesday we play? Let me just double check on that. I think it is, but let me just double check. Yeah, I'm so prepared tonight, aren't I? I'm so prepared. Yeah, it's Wednesday. So I'll be doing the podcast on Thursday next week, because obviously the playoffs are Thursday on Wednesday. So I'll be doing the podcast on Thursday at 6:30. So instead of Wednesday, obviously because we're playing Northampton next Wednesday, the podcast will be next Thursday, which I haven't done for a long time. But yeah, I'll be doing it then, and hopefully, I hope to God we'll be talking about going to Wembley next Thursday, because let me tell you, it would be a massive thing if we did. But anyway, I'm not looking that far ahead. I'm not doing it. I'm not torturing myself. I'm just looking at Saturday. I'm not thinking about next week at all. I'm just focusing on Saturday, as we all are. But anyway, thanks as always, guys. Appreciate you taking your time out. And again, just thank you. I just can't thank you guys enough. And I've gone on too much now. Like I say, I can't thank you guys enough, to be fair. I just can't. It means a lot to me. It really does. It really does. And yeah, like I say, I just view it as though we're all Stags family. You know what I mean? That's how I view everyone for Stags. And that's what matters at the end of the day. It really does. Lindsay, love you doing the podcast and the lives with the old Stags players. Yeah, cheers up. It's like I say, it's brilliant. I'm just very lucky to do this, and like I say, I encourage anyone to do the same thing. If you've got a passion for something, go for it. You know what I mean? And my passion's always been Mansfield Town. I mean, yeah, they frustrate us. We always do things the Mansfield Town way, but at the end of the day, would we have it any other way? Would we have it any other way? If we ever did things the easy way, then I think we'd be questioning things, because we never do things simply. So I don't expect the playoffs to go any other way than that for us. But jokes aside, still got a massive chance. Buzzing for Saturday. If you haven't already, get yourself tickets for this weekend's game, because if not, the tickets will soon go for the home match. Obviously, the away tickets have been sold out. They're sold out on the Monday within the first few hours. So get yourself down if you haven't already. At the ticket office, or ring up to get yourself a ticket for Saturday, because it's going to be an absolute amazing atmosphere. It's going to be a sellout, no doubt. Field Mill under the lights, just you can't beat it on a Saturday night. I mean, what would you rather be doing? Watching Strictly Come Dancing or Mansfield Town? It's no contest, is it? You know what I mean? Just come down, support the Stags like we always do. Grab a family member, friend, whoever, just get them to the match, and then let's just cheer the boys on from the first minute to the 90 minutes. And again, let's hope we're coming out of that game better off, really. And yeah, just looking ahead to the second game in positive spirits, shall we say? But yeah, anyway, guys, thanks to you again. Hope you enjoy the rest of your evening on this fantastic evening night we've got, with this beautiful weather that we've finally got, which, as you can tell, I've already caught the sun. But then again, that's what happens when you're waiting 4 hours in your queue for a ticket. But yeah, like I say, hope you enjoy the rest of your week as well, and let's just hope we have a really awesome weekend. Let's hope we have an amazing Saturday. Thanks again, guys. Appreciate the support as always. Much love, and up the Stags. Take care.